Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday, so it's time to sit down and talk for a little bit of a quick vlog. This week, actually specifically today, there was a bug that went live on the servers this afternoon that allowed definitely rep paladins, and then I want to say warriors and hunters, and maybe something else, but those ones for sure, to one-shot people in PvP and PvE as well. So there was a whole bunch of exploiting that went on. I decided to just stay off WoW all day. Like, as soon as I saw something going on, it's like, I'm just gonna not touch this, and we'll just grab a pint and wait for it all to blow over. So the PvP ladders got kind of borked up. I know people got like realm first mythic kills and challenge modes and all sorts of stuff. So I know they're looking into individually scaling black players that they've investigated and found to have abused this exploit. But it's gonna be interesting to see kind of what the landscape of all these various leaderboards is going to be just in the aftermath of this, because you can't really fix everything. Like, sure, you can find somebody that queued their way to 3k that should have been only at 1700 using this exploit, and you can like reset them back to whatever, or just like completely reset them. That's fine. But what about all the people that lost rating when they queued into them? Like, there's no really easy solution. A lot of people on Twitter are asking them to roll back the servers, and aside from the obvious, that would punish anybody that accomplished anything legitimately in the last whatever hours. Like, what if somebody finally got like their ashes to drop or whatever? I don't think they've ever done that. Have they? That seems like a thing that they just wouldn't do. So I don't think there's a really good solution. It does suck that it happened. And it kind of blows my mind that stuff like that can even go live. Like, they have a PTR, and it seems like that's I get bugs going live for sure. Like, there's things that are just going to slip by that nobody's going to notice, but that seems like a very big thing to not get noticed. I guess it's just one of those things that doesn't happen on a PTR, and it just, for whatever reason, something specific about the live environment makes it go. So that was a thing. On the Legion Alpha, as you can see behind me, this is the new Stormwind Park, actually, that I parked myself in front of today for the vlog. So look, it's got pretty fountains. It's got like a big wide fountain. There's like a little walking path. I think there's going to be a lot of wonderful RP there, and I can definitely see myself just RP walking around it and around it while waiting for queues to pop. So it looks like a nice little place to hang out. On the Legion Alpha, though, or Beta, I guess there's the Legion Beta these days, they made a whole bunch of changes in this latest build to some classes and specs. The only one that I noticed, because I'm really kind of narrow focused right now on changes to the classes I'm going to play, which is mostly Resto Druid, is they're making a change to the Rdruid Mastery that hard caps it at, I believe, 3 hots up on a target. So previously, you would get 15% extra healing on a target for every additional hot you could have up, and that could get kind of ridiculous, because you could have Rejuvenation and Regrowth and Life Bloom, and then you've got Wild Growth, you've got Rejuvenation Germination. If there's a talent you can take that makes your Rejuve add this Cultivation hot, there's a talent that I think gives your Wild Mushroom a hot, so it's like 7, like you can get up to 7 or 8 different hots. And because I think they were trying to balance it around being able to do that, if you were healing somebody who was just like 2 or 3 hots, or just like throwing 1 or 2 of them out just to kind of help raid heal, or just help keep, I don't know, for whatever reason you want to, those felt like useless. They felt like they did nothing unless you actually had the whole array of hots on there. And it also made wild growthing kind of mandatory on single target, just because it added that extra 15% mastery buff. So I'm really excited that I think this hard cap to like your mastery won't benefit beyond three stacks of it is going to mean, not only are we not necessarily looking at mastery as our best stat, but there's no incentive of piling extra hots just for the sake of mastery. Like, I don't want to have to wild growth for single target, because it's so gosh darn expensive. And there is still some concerns in the artifact tree, specifically for Resto Druids, about having to wild growth for single target, but I guess we're just going to work through that as it goes. But this is a step in the right direction for sure. This week, what else? I have just started watching Lady Dynamite. It's a new Netflix original show that came out today. Normally I don't really jump on shows right as they come out, because I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I am guest appearing on a podcast this week called Netfreaks. It's going to be filming on Wednesday. I don't know exactly where they go out or if they broadcast it live. I'll definitely tweet out once I have more information about that, but I'm going to be guesting on this podcast called Netfreaks that covers Netflix original shows. They're going to be covering that one. It's on Wednesday, which means I have to watch this entire show by, well, Wednesday. So I got started on it today. I'm not too sure about it so far. I think I'm going to have a really hard time contributing, just because I've lived in a pop culture box, in that I've somehow, a lot of pop culture in my life has just gone right by me, so I don't know people. Like, somebody will go on the screen and somebody will be like, hey, that's that actor from that, and I'll be like, okay, great. So I don't get a lot of references to stuff, but I don't know if that's why the show's not quite doing it for me yet. But I've only seen the first episode, so maybe it gets better. What else? There's new Hearthstone Tavern Brawl. I don't know if it was today or if it was yesterday, but it's only out for like a couple days, but it's kind of cool. It took me a couple tries to do it. It was harder than I thought it would be. But for this one, they give you a minion, or there is a minion, and it's Mechgineer or something or other. And he is a big taunt minion with like 90 health or something crazy like that, and he'll swap between your board and the opponent's board, and basically you and your opponent are working together to kill this guy, because if he kills you, either one of you lose. So you're actually, like, they've given you this deck, they built this deck for you that includes all sorts of things that buff your opponent, like, death rottles that draw your opponent a card, or like the arcane golem that gives your opponent a mana crystal, and all sorts of stuff. So you get to kind of work together to try and get that done. So that was really cool. It was way harder than I thought it would be. It took me, like I said, I got my 3rd try. And I don't think there's any incentives to do it past that, so I'm probably done with it now. But I'm always, now that I'm playing Hearthstone a little bit again, I'm always really amazed by the innovation that they put into, like, specifically the Tavern Brawl system. I think that's really awesome. So, time for some questions this week. OTT Speedy asks, what's your tattoo? It is a cherry blossom tree. It starts up here, and then I really, I've been saying I'm gonna take some good pictures of this thing for, like, years. And I still don't have any, and to be honest, I'm probably not going to, because I'm probably going to keep forgetting, because whatever it is that's making me not remember probably isn't going to change. So there's that one, and then, I think in this dress, you might actually be able to see, is it on this shoulder? I have another one that nobody ever really sees. It's a, bra strap. Hang on. It's, I've got a maple leaf on my back shoulder. I got that back in Toronto, on a work trip back before I moved to America, because, I don't know, it was my first tattoo, and it seemed like a good idea, and I'm quite happy with it. So those are my tattoos. Goose Comics wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Howl Bomb nerf in Legion when it comes to pet battles, and have you found any good alternatives to it for all the previous PvE pet battle encounters for it? I know you said you were going to remake the guides as they will be wrong once Legion hits. Have you started on those yet? So the answer is no. I haven't started, and the reason for that is because pet battles are still undergoing changes, and they most likely will almost right up until Legion launches. So they could change and then make more changes, or they can make changes and roll them back. I don't think they're going to roll the Howl Bomb nerf back. I do think we're going to need new strats for all of these new tamers, but until development is more or less finished, I don't think there's any point in going in and making new videos when I'm just going to have to redo them if they do in fact change stuff. So I'm going to leave that until pretty much Legion goes live. I'm definitely going to be investigating some options and making some notes and stuff that I think is going to work. And then once it gets like either really close to the Legion coming out or right afterwards, I'll go and test them again. And at that time, if they work, then I can make the videos as they are and publish them. And if not, I can revise at that point. But basically, I don't have a replacement, and I don't think there's going to be one replacement. Like Howl Bomb was kind of unique in that it was 2 pets that worked together against almost everything just because of how powerful their combo was. And I think that while they like combos, they want to avoid them being that like ubiquitous that you don't need any other pets. Like the whole point of pets is there's like 700 plus pets, and it's no fun if you're only using the same 2 all the time. So I think they want more varied strategies, and I definitely think that's what's going to happen. But I haven't started yet, and I don't think I'm going to get anything out until either right before Legion comes out or basically after. So that's that. Let's see what else. I Eat Paint Chips 72, fantastic name, asks, "Hi Hazel, would you mind making a video about spending honor? I'm geared already, but still have tons of honor left over." So yeah, that's actually a pretty quick thing I can probably throw together next week. Make a note of it. But I can give you the spoiler version right now. There's basically 2 ways to do it. If you're looking to specifically convert your honor into gold, there are 2 ways to do that if you're looking to ongoingly continue to collect honor instead of just like waiting for them to convert once the patch ends. So first of all, make sure you've got all the transmog that you want, just because there's really cool transmog of all the past PvP sets on a couple of different vendors. You can find them in Stormwind, you can find them in Pandaria, and I believe you can find some of them in Dalaran. I'm not 100% sure. It might be just Stormwind and Pandaria. But make sure you've got all the transmog that you want, and then once you're done with that, if you want to convert to gold, there's a thing that people do where there's a dagger that they buy, and then you basically fill your bags with this dagger for honor points. It doesn't cost very many honor points because it's old. And then you have to wait until that 2-hour or 3-hour or whatever amount of time passes so you can actually vendor it, and without refunding your honor points. And then after you've sat around for a couple of hours with your bags full of these daggers, then you go and vendor them for gold. And then that's the way most people do. I haven't done exact math, and if I'm going to make a video, I'll probably actually go and do some exact math in honor per gold like conversion. But the thing that I like to do, and this is going to vary a little bit between the servers, but it takes way less time, and you just get your gold pretty fast, is I just go into the same, like the Stormwind PvP house place, or I guess there's one in Orgrimmar as well, and there's a Cataclysm materials vendor there, and I go and buy Hypnotic Dust, which is specifically valuable still because people use it to make Ember Silk bags. My server, I always get a minimum of 10 gold per dust, which is about 100 honor each. And I usually get closer to 15 gold. So what I'll do is I'll just go buy 40 pieces of dust for my full honor cap of 4,000 points. And then I get between 400 and 600 gold for that. Because it's, like I said, used for those Ember Silk bags, I just post the whole lot of it on the auction house, and it usually goes within the day. And then I'm not sitting around with my bags full of daggers, nor am I like spam clicking anything. So that's kind of what I do. And I can definitely make a video that goes over more exact math and shows you exactly where to do that, but that is the spoiler alert version. Winter is Coming asks, hey Hazel, are you excited for Overwatch, and are you going to be making some Overwatch videos, as I know you are like me and think Blizzard can do no wrong. So I mentioned this before, but I'll go over it again. I can't play Overwatch because I get incredibly motion sick with any kind of first-person game. I cannot watch other people play Overwatch. I cannot really watch Overwatch trailers unless they're completely like CG and not anything to do with the game. I can't, like, I'm so sensitive to stuff like that. It doesn't matter what kind of glasses you wear, what kind of meds you take, or what kind of, like, field of view. Like, I know people, every time I mention this, everybody always like, oh, well, have you tried this? And believe me, I've tried everything. Because if I could play Overwatch, I would be all over that. I would be a support main. I would play a lot of Mercy. I could see myself doing that. But I can't play Overwatch, so I'm not going to. No videos, nothing. I'm excited on behalf of everybody else because it does look very good. But for me, I'm just a little bit sad just because I know it's going to take people away from WoW, and I'm just going to be left there with, you know, moderately less friends. So that has been my week. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week also. If you have any questions you would like answered on a vlog, just leave them as a comment on the most recent vlog. Don't forget, even though I don't live stream very much anymore, you can still catch me on my podcast on Monday afternoons at 4:30 Pacific time, which is 7:30 Eastern time. That's on twitch.tv/the Emerald Dreamcast, or maybe it's just Emerald Dreamcast. I don't think there's a the in there. I'll put a link in the description below this video. But yeah, questions, ask them in the comments here. You, of course, can also always tweet me as well. It's a good place to reach me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!